of mind, with my Picasso drawing, understood. We were born with two behaviors. It's a primitive stage, which is really nothing. It's fight and flight. Can you fight right now? As a man, can you fight with anybody? I mean, what would be the consequences if you get into a physical fight?
Hurt.
Getting hurt, you might be sued, and you may need to go to court, jail time. So we are not fighting anymore. But what are we doing instead of fighting?
Fight and flight. I mean, just
Fight and flight. That's so fun, or now what we are doing is getting anxieties. Instead of fighting, we accept the fact that we get anxieties. And for that one, we take pills. And because we're taking pills, there are some side effects, but we are going to come to that one later. And what about flying? Can you fly away?
You can fly, you can run.
Yeah, you can run, right?
Yeah.
So if you run away, what's going to happen?
You're safe.
You're safe. See, but now, again, because of the civilized environment that we have right now, we are not even running. We do something else. We get through the depression. Have you ever seen people that are in depression and they don't really talk? They don't, I'm busy. Maybe not this time, but this time never comes to you as something else. This is the running away part. After this one, we were born with two fears. One of them is falling down, and the other one is loud sounds. Have you ever noticed a baby, when somebody yells or screams, the baby's and they start to cry? Those are the behaviors that we were born with. We don't really know why we have two fears, why we were born with. But the rest of the fears that you have right now, those are all learned behaviors. You cannot change that. You learn from your parents. And now you make some decisions in your life. If you are not smoking today because your parents told you smoking is bad, and they didn't smoke in front of you. Kids, they learn from the behaviors. If the father is a smoker, the chances are you are going to be a smoker. If the mother is a smoker, you are going to be a smoker. Not 100%, but more likely that's the way it is. So you start to learn some behaviors, positives and negatives. And you live all your life according to this belief system. And here is your subconscious mind. It does go between 0 to 8. So everything is happening right now in your life needs to be okay by your subconscious mind. The funny part about our conscious mind, which is nothing, because where else subconscious mind is 88%, and our conscious mind is only 12%, and here you do analyzing, rationalizing, you are making some decisions, and you need to have some kind of free will, I would say. If you have free will and you can practice it, more power to you. But how many times can we do that? And this is the idea of our mind. This is the idea of manifestation of diseases, actually. Anything doesn't match with the subconscious mind, you start to manifest the healthy problems. Manifestation doesn't only, I want money and money will going to come to me. If you look at your paperwork, that I have the definition of manifestation. The second page right here. Second page will show you how we describe manifestation. If you can read them, which one you think that is the best that you're expecting to hear? What's the best description? What's number 2?
It's a perceptible, outward, or visible expression.
Okay. But
full definition is A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, it can be any of this.
Okay.
But which one you think that you use it all your
Okay. I would take A, it's the act, process of incisive intimacy.
Yes. Everybody's perception is different. That's the reason manifestations does affect our bodies in a different way. There are 4 different descriptions of manifestation, but when Annie said something, you said something different. Because what you learned while you were growing up was different. One way or another, doesn't matter if you are coming from the same country, doesn't matter if you grew up in the same neighborhood, and you are from different neighborhoods. It's just how you learn the behavior. We learn the behavior from our families actually, because while we were growing up between the ages 0 to 8, this is how we created our subconscious mind. That's the time manifestations come over to our lives. Let me take a seat and we can talk like this. The first page, you can look at it. You see all those things, what happens if you have apple, if you have a lemon a day, 3 liters of water per day. That's the reason we have apple and the water, because I don't want doctors in your houses. Or I don't want you to deal with the diseases. So you can have as much as water you like to, just like you can have as much as apple you like to. Manifestation, this is what happens. Everything that we say, everything that we think, everything that we eat, they are possible manifestations for our lives. Even if you say, oh, I don't want to see you ever again. Have you ever said something like that to someone? I don't want to see you. But it's a manifestation of, I want to be blind. See, but you don't think that way. Of course not, or you're going to lose your vision. The reason why that happens, universe does not have any common sense or a sense of humor. So we don't know what we are going to attract to each other. Have you ever seen ladies, well, I just want to have a guy who's rich and good looking? They get the guy like that. But we don't know if they're healthy individuals or something else. Or the gentleman, they ask me, oh, I want to have a beautiful lady in my life. Sure, you got a beautiful lady in your life. You don't know what kind of problems you may deal with because you are not specific. That's the reason we do manifest the diseases. It's just our behaviors, they do the whole manifestation itself. When you look at it, we don't even mean what we say most of the time. But how can it possible you are sure you are not really being real or not? You don't know, we just talk. It's our life. We are constantly talking and making comments. Have you ever judged anybody in your life? We all do. I mean, seriously, we all do judge everybody. It's very normal for us. Every judgment is a manifestation to us. Can I have this one?
So you're saying it's an unintended consequences
Yes.
of what you think?
Yes. Because our intentions are not to say something. We are judging because we don't know any better. Maybe it's a cultural behavior because we used to judge people. Or maybe it's just the way we are. We are judging. But judging is not always a bad thing. Well, you know what, I'm really judging him because he's really good. You can make jokes like that as well. But again, the universe does not have sense of humor. There's a huge saying that they usually tell their kids, their mothers, you know, they say, oh, you're going to make me cancer. It's not a good thing to say. Any type of disease that you're mentioning, you need to be sure you are not manifesting that disease. Or you're just joking, or you are just planning not to go to work, right? I don't want to go to work tomorrow. So if I get a headache, and if I call them, I have a headache, and they know that I do have a migraine, they will say, oh yeah, you have a migraine, you must stay home. What happens? You get a migraine, before you know it, all your plans are ruined. So you're not going to work for sure, and they know that because you have a migraine. But what happens after that? But you're getting a real migraine and you don't even know. And you're like, why did I get the migraine? I didn't even ask for that thing. But apparently you did ask for that thing. Because this is how you talk. You need to be very careful. We need to be very careful while we are talking about certain type of diseases. None of the diseases are a joke. They all come to us one way or another. There are certain diseases. Maybe we never heard them. We don't know where they come from or how they move forward in your life. Then we find out about the diseases. So somebody comes to you know what, I heard about that. They tell you everything that you don't want to hear because your body can adapt immediately. Autism, like the page that I gave you the copy of it, is one of the diseases. About that autism, none of the kids were born as autistic. And Dr. Gauss mentioned that one of her kids was diagnosed with autism. And she studied on it. And she found out it has nothing to do with the birth. It did happen over there while I was feeding my child. And she mentions that Western medicine takes everything as a box. Oh, this is stomach box. This is heart box. This is kidney. This is liver. And all those things. They're all going this way. But she mentioned something very important. She said that if the pH value in your stomach is not right, it may affect your brain function.